Hey guys, AllyZieMage here, and I have a fun topic today. Finally decided that I want to talk about this on YouTube and kind of tell more people, because currently only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people know? Nope, 10, 11. 11 people know. Maybe more. I don't know. It is kind of a secret thing. I'm not telling people on Facebook. I haven't made like a Facebook post about it. I don't know if that's what makes things official or what, but yeah. Maybe it's making it official here. I don't know. But anyways, after a minute of procrastination, even though you can probably see from the title down there, I have a heart condition. Fun times, isn't it? And I'm only like 20. So I kind of discovered it a couple of years ago, I want to say, is when I first started noticing it, but it only started becoming more prevalent since like August of last year, where I started having it happen like once every other month, once every month, of that I'd just be like doing nothing active. I haven't drank coffee or tea or anything. A lot of the time I'd just be like sitting and doing homework or walking to class or something like that, and my heart would suddenly just start racing. And we found out that it would go about 150 to 200 beats a minute or more, and a lot of the time it would like sometimes happen if I was falling asleep or if I was just kind of like doing homework. I would just kind of like lay down and try and like moderate my breathing, and it goes away on its own after some time, and yeah, but I would try not to like do anything else. And then it started happening more frequently, like when I was in Zumba class, it happened once, or other times like that it just kind of like started interfering with my daily life. And so when I had a doctor's appointment back in May, I brought it up, and she was like, okay, well, that does sound a little concerning, but I don't think it's anything like major right now. It doesn't seem to be actually hindering you from doing things, or seems like an immediate danger, but you know, it's not normal. And so we were like, okay, we'll put you on a heart monitor for about a month when you're back home in New Hampshire permanently after work. Because this previous summer, I was working on campus with a professor doing research and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. You're not concerned? I won't be that concerned. Cool. And then during a meeting, not with my job, but with something else, when I was going to volunteer, I ended up getting some really sharp pains during that meeting, like stabbing pains in my heart for like a minute straight. And so after the meeting, I called my doctor. The nurse got back to me, and they're like, yeah, we want you to get the heart monitor on, like, now. Or as soon as you can. And I was like, yay! So then on June 8th, I want to say, I got hooked up to a heart monitor. And I had to wear that for a month. Actually, no. I was able to stop wearing it sooner than a month, but not for good reasons. But it was basically 2 electrical nodes in like this general area and then 2 like down here. So there's 4 nodes, and I had to hook wires up to them, and then I had like this little fan right here. Actually, I have a picture of that, actually, not the wires, that's a little too revealing. But of the little heart fan that I'll put here. And so I had that on for a month. And I didn't want to really worry anyone or make a big deal about it, so I didn't really tell that many people, because I was like, oh, this isn't going to reveal anything. I'm probably just freaking out. It's probably like a side effect of anxiety or depression or something like that, which, don't get me wrong, those are still bad, but like, that's a side effect that isn't that bad. Like, it's not something that would actually hurt me. But then when I was with my boyfriend down in Rhode Island, because his family has a condo down there, we were just sitting on a lake with our like feet in the water. We weren't like doing anything. We weren't swimming. We were just kind of sitting there and watching this really cool hawk fly around and try and catch fish, which was really awesome. And then my heart started going really, really fast, and I felt faint, and I was just like, oh, this is not good. Because there was times like, my doctor originally thought it was ventricular tachycardia. No, she originally thought it was ventricular fibrillation, which is like deathly. It's not that. But with with VFib, what happens is that the blood stops going to your brain, you'll pass out and die. So, it's not VFib, but like when this started happening, I was freaking out, which made it worse, obviously, because then my heart was pumping fast because I was freaking out, and then it doesn't pump correctly, so it just kind of, yeah. But anyways, so it stops. We get into the car to go back to the condo. I get a call because they're supposed to call me whenever they pick up an arrhythmia. This was like 2-3 weeks in, and so far, and like I could send in whenever I was feeling pain or arrhythmia. I could send that in and they'll collect the data file, but the monitor can self-trigger if it notices something. And they're supposed to call if it's like something serious. And when I answered the phone, the woman was like, okay, good, you picked up. She talked me through some of it, and she was like, yeah, if you didn't answer the phone, I would have had to send ambulances to your location because it was a very serious arrhythmia at that point. And I think that's when it hit home that this wasn't something that I could just brush off and be like, okay, yeah, whatever. So basically where this all comes to is that they were able to diagnose it as subtraventricular tachycardia, which basically means that you have an electrical node that goes from chamber to chamber to chamber to chamber, because you know the heart has 4 chambers. I'm not going to get too technical into this. And the one in the entrance chamber that goes down through these 2 before it enters to the other half, I have an extra electrical node right next to it, hopefully right next to it, and it just kind of goes down one, and then back up the other, and then down one, and then back up the other, and then down one, and then back up the other. So only that half of my heart beats, which is what gives me the arrhythmia, because then it just beats really, really fast, because the heart's trying to compensate and be like, no, we need a beat. I'm getting signals that stuff isn't going anywhere. I need to be faster to get it to go there faster. And it's just like, yeah, it's not happening. There's ways that I can self-break it. So if I start feeling an attack happen, I can do things and it'll stop doing that, which is good, but it's not like foolproof. Pretty foolish. So, and talking with an electrophysiologist who deals with like electrical things in the body, he was like, yeah, you probably want surgery. So, I'm getting heart surgery on December 5th. I almost considered not telling the YouTubes about this until December 5th. Actually, probably like December 7th after, you know, I recovered some and went home. It's just outpatient surgery. It's about 1 to 3 hours of surgery and then 3 to 6 hours, or 6 to 9 hours, 3 to 6 hours. 4 to 6 hours. I don't know. Then there's some period of time that I have to stay in the hospital, and then I have chest pain for like 2 weeks, and then I should be better. Should be. It works in 97% of the cases. 3% of the cases, they have to do it again. Basically, it's an ablation where they go in through a vein, probably in my leg, and they just kind of trickle some wires up to my heart through the vein, and then they locate the extra node, and then they use really hot wires to kill it, which is called an ablation. Got really upset because I wanted the cryo ablation so that I could tell people that my heart really is cold as ice, because part of it got frozen. But it's not that serious, so they're not going to do that. Maybe if it doesn't work on the first try. There's like a slim chance of the electrophysiologist like fucking up severely. And then they'd have to do open heart surgery and put a pacemaker into my chest for the rest of eternity. Slim chance! Or at least I'm going to keep telling myself it's slim. But yeah, so those are the fun things that have been going on in the world of Ally for the past, like, 5-6 months? Reason why I wanted to start talking about this on YouTube is because last night I had a dream. It told me I should. No, it didn't. What ended up happening was that I was sleeping, you know, and then in the dream, I was jumping. We were having to dance on a bed to like various random songs, and we'd get a class grade for that. Like that was what determined our final grade in college classes. And I really don't know what it was anymore. But so I started dancing. I was doing the thing, and then I ended up falling off the bed because my heart started to hurt, and like it got to the point that like So I can't really breathe well when this happens because of the pressure, and I literally just couldn't breathe. I was just like choking and kind of just like keeled over. Then I woke up, and then my heart was hurting a lot, and then I realized that that probably didn't just happen in the dream. It might have also happened in reality, and then that influenced the dream. They changed my grade to an A. It was a C, because apparently my dancing sucks. But then they're like, oh, you almost died from a heart condition. Here's an A. Good luck. Don't die. But yeah, so fun times. But yeah, that just kind of really scared me, and I wanted to talk about people, but I don't want to worry my real peoples. So I'm going to the fake peoples of the internet, where like 10 people are going to see this video. Yay! But yeah, I hope you have yourself a magical day, because mine is interesting. I shall see you next time. Bye.